When Rochelle Hughes' children's Little Athletics meet was cancelled, a lead exposure event was the last reason she expected.
My first thought was that lead's really dangerous. I know that lead poisoning is really bad.
Recycal's metal recycling facility was partially shut down earlier this year after Tasmania's Environment Protection Authority found elevated lead levels in dust that was generated by a metal shredder. It caused a potential public health risk in the Launceston suburb of Rochalee.
Even when it came out, the communication to the community was really poor. So, I was finding out. I live close to the recycling plant, and I was finding out through my kids' sport.
Investigations into the lead contamination are ongoing.
Firstly, it triggered a public health response from the Director of Public Health to go and start testing bakery products in the adjacent bakery. And secondly, it triggered a response from WorkSafe to seek to direct the staff had blood tests taken.
WorkSafe Tasmania says some workers had elevated lead levels, but they were within acceptable ranges. All test results from the general public were normal.
You've got a mother rocking up to your site, knocking on the door, her daughter's pregnant. You know, what are we going to do with all this lead? But we've been able to tell them the truth.
At this facility, scrap metal is usually fed through a giant processor, and this shredding process produces a byproduct called shredder flock. But testing of these shredder flock stockpiles showed elevated levels of lead in the dust, and this triggered the EPA to issue an environment protection notice on Recycal in February, ordering them to stop shredding scrap metal and to cover or remove the shredder flock stockpiles.
I think the staff really worried, so I try and come down every week and do a bit of a toolbox talk meeting to let them know where we're at and what's going on. But emotionally, it's just exhausting. But we have to do what we have to do.
Todd Van Tienen has worked at Recycal for over 7 years. But because of the shredder shutdown, staff are on lighter duties.
There's only so many nuts and bolts you can tighten before you're at the pointy end.
He's worried what it could mean for his job if they can't get the shredder back up and running.
Everyone's still got a family with mouths to feed, and it's a lot of employees to look for another job if something did ever happen.
While Recycal has complied with the requirement to stop shredding, it has not covered or removed the stockpiles. Recycal is also non-compliant with other environmental conditions, leading to concerns over waterway contamination and increased fire risk.
Fundamentally, if Recycal is going to operate in Tasmania, it has to operate lawfully.
The EPA says Recycal has lodged an appeal with the Tasmanian Civil and Administrative Tribunal to try to overturn the Environment Protection Notice. April McLennan, ABC News.